Hey guys, so today we have a super teeny tiny cute little Amazon LED light that goes for like 29 bucks off of Amazon, super cheap, and let's do a quick review. So without further ado, let's get started. So my first initial thoughts coming right out of the box are that it's super cheap, obviously, because it's an Amazon Chinese product. So anything really you buy like this is going to be cheaply made. The housing is completely plastic. The bracket to hold it onto a truss or something, or clamp it on a piece of wood, is metal. But the only downfall to how this is made for the bracket wise is that on the side there's just a screw instead of a knob. So this makes it a little harder if you're trying to position a light, and then you have to just get a screw and screw it down. But mine came out from the box kind of already tight enough to where I can just leave it and it won't move. So that's kind of the downfall about it. It does have a hole on the bracket so that you can put a clamp onto it and clamp it onto a truss in any orientation that you want. So that's kind of nice. It has a power cord that is stuck in there. It's not releasable at all, so if this gets ripped out, you have to open it and replace it to put a new one in. I got the version, there were multiple versions on Amazon. I got the digital display with the 4 buttons, just like kind of a standard little Chinese DMX product has. This allows you to do its own features, set the DMX channel. It does have DMX, and we'll try that out. But they also have the one that has dip switches. So I just got the one with the little screen. I liked it better. I think it was like $2 more. I don't really care. But it does have in and out DMX ports as well on the back, so that is nice. Light is RGB. It comes with red, 44 red LEDs, 21 green, and 21 blue LEDs. It can be controlled automatically with its own functions, sound, or DMX 512, like I said. It also has a master-slave formation. It also has 7 channels of DMX. And to get the colors, such as like an amber or a green, orange, yellow, whatever you want to call it, it mixes them just like a standard light would, but this one is in rows instead of kind of evenly displaced throughout the whole front of the fixture like a Chauvet Slim Par Pro or something like that, or similar American brands. So you can do, this is a cyan, it's green and blue, it's a little bit hard to see on here. Magenta, a white, and then that's kind of all the standard colors it has, just going through one of the presets by pushing the back button back here. So now looking at the light output on my white wall, the main complaint I have on quality of this is that you can definitely tell there's a hot spot right in the middle in here. You can see there's a hot spot, and then you can see all the other colors kind of blended together around it because it's lined up a line of red, a line of green, and a line of blue in the LEDs on the physical unit. And I just think that looks terrible, in my opinion. This is not at all a good white. It even looks worse on the camera. It's not as bad in person, but it still looks just absolutely horrifyingly terrible. So going throughout the colors, you got the red, green, and blue. And then here is the red and green RGBs mixed together. You can definitely tell that there's kind of a greenish yellow in the center where the hot spot is. It's a little harder to tell that color on the camera, but and then around that hot spot that you see in the middle of this, there is like a weird red-orange glow around it. So it really just looks terrible in my opinion. Here's a cyan. It's not as bad, but you still can tell. And then magenta, there's magenta around there, and then the hot spot is a purple basically. So I don't know whether they're trying to get magenta or they're trying to get more of a purple. It basically looks like an eyeball in my opinion, with the circle around the hot spot being the colored part of your eye, and then the purple hot spot in this is the center of your eye. So it really kind of looks like an eyeball to me. It's a little weird. And then the plastic on the front of the housing over those LEDs makes a weird texture on the light output. My walls are textured, but that doesn't make a difference in this. You can definitely tell there's kind of a weird ring around it. If you buy one of these, you'll find out in person, and you'll probably agree with me on most of what I'm saying here. But again, here's the white. And then We do have multiple features, automatic features on this. There's different speeds to this. This is just a normal color change with no fade time. This is a faded color chase. You can, like I said before, you can adjust the speed on this so you can go faster or slower. So that's not too bad. And then there's a quick fade pulse type of deal. I don't know what you'd want to call this. Call it what you want. And then there's the strobe, which you can speed the strobe up and slow it down. It's just a white strobe. You can't change it. And then it has an auto program, so it will go through all of the features that are built into the unit itself, and it'll just go through them. See, like right now it changed to a different mode, and then you'll have a strobe or a quick color change with no fade time all by itself, and it'll just repeat this process. See, there's the strobe. It'll repeat this process until it's finished all of the built-in programs. And to select one of these modes that you want and to keep it on there, you just easily press the enter button, and looking onto the back, pressing the enter button, see here's auto, and then enter. Oh, why didn't it work now? So it'll do save. So that's pretty easy. So here's the different modes just going through, and you can change speed and whatnot by pushing the buttons. The auto, and then sound. If you tap it, it's pretty responsive. You can press enter and it'll ask you for the sensitivity, and then it'll save. And then if you want to go black or not, well, nothing happens. So now if you're a new DJ or something and you're looking for some cheap equipment, you can go ahead with this option for like wedding lighting, going in Uplight. I don't recommend it at all. It's a very narrow beam, and it's not bright enough to be used professionally. And you definitely can tell that here's the hot spot going up, and then there's the sides where they have kind of weird colors. But alongside with that, it's kind of got weird flare at the bottom here. And unlike, these are the E or Life ones I've done a review on before. Unlike those, this has a weird flare at the bottom. It doesn't look clean, in my opinion. If you want my brutally honest opinion, this doesn't look clean enough to be used at all for wedding. Nor is it quality enough, in my opinion, to be used for a wedding or anything such as that. So I've got the fixture hooked up to CamSys on my laptop here. It's set to DMX 001, so it's the very first channel. Now another flaw with this is that the DMX port right here, and having the cable connected to it, you can't set the light to do an uplight because the bracket is too short to be able to get this DMX around it. Now what you can do is flip this around and do it this way, but also you're limited to going straight up vertically because it hits the floor. And then you risk hurting your cable because of a 90-degree angle. But you can do it like this, have it clamped down to something like this, or on a truss sideways, pointing out like this, or all the way out straight. But that's another flaw I just wanted to point out before we get started in DMX channeling. So now let's get started with DMX channeling. So it says it's 7 channels, but really I don't know what the 7th channel does. So to get this light to work, number 1, DMX channel number 1 is your master. I believe the E or Life ones are very similar to this, but to get anything to work, you have to have this master up to individually color mix. Channel 2 is red, channel 3 is green, and channel 4 is blue. So you can color mix these however you want, create your own custom colors. And then obviously, in CamSys or any similar software, you can set a scene or a chase of some sort with these presets. But like I said, channel 1 is your master dimmer. So you can set your preset, and then if you don't want the light on, you can then simply slide this down, and when you do want it on, you can slide it all the way up to 100% or 20%, 50%, whatever you desire. So taking these back down, excuse me, channel 5 is going to be your strobe. So if you have channel 2, 3, or 4 on with your master, then you can, right now we have greens, channel 3 is green on, and then channel 5 is the speed that we have the strobe going. So all the way up to 255 on the DMX chart is the slowest it'll go, and then moving closer down to 0 is faster the strobe will go. And then all the way down is completely strobe off and intensity full. So taking that down, channel 6 is an auto program. So you can see here, once you get to on the DMX value about 46, then your color starts to come in. Channel 7 pauses it. Channel 7 is the speed. It's just very, very subtle. All the way down on channel 7 stops the color completely, and moving it anywhere in between 0 and full, I guess, starts the change of colors. Another annoying thing with this fixture is that the screen, once you have it on your set DMX address, it continually blinks. I guess to show you that it's confirmed that you're connected and data is being collected and sent, whatever. But I find that annoying and extremely distracting if you have it on a truss and you have a bunch of red lights just blinking at the audience and whatnot. Alright, so there's kind of a quick overview of this light from Amazon for like 20, 30 bucks, whatever it costs. If you're looking for wedding lighting or you're a new DJ, I mean, you can get these if you want. I don't personally recommend them, and if you get them, don't say Chris recommended them, because I don't, and I don't want that on me. But anyways, if you're looking for like a cool light for a house party, or if you're like a videographer for a YouTube vlog and you want lights in the background like I have right here, or just a little touch of color somewhere in your house, sure, go ahead and buy these. They're super simple, cheap, affordable lights for that little stuff that you don't need any real professional look, like high level stuff. So one thing I wanted to say before I head out, and that is I've tested this for a weekish. I left it on for a week, and so far none of the lights have burnt out, so that's pretty good. I like to do a quick week-long test of just leaving it on 24/7, see how it does. And so far none of these lights have burnt out yet. But like I said, I hate that thing where it makes like an eyeball on the wall. It just looks terrible to me. But another thing I wanted to point out is if you leave it on an auto mode and you don't touch it for hours on end, it may stop on a certain color. And so like mine did earlier, I had it going and I did the week-long test, and I had it going on auto fade, and it got stuck on, I think, amber it was, and it just stayed there until I went over there and messed with it and got it started up again, or unplugged it and plugged it back in. So that may be a thing you want to look out for if you want to leave it on auto programs, but solid color is fine. So you know, like I said before, good for houses, house party, small photography stuff if you want to add color on your wall or something, you know. If you're really looking for a budget-friendly light like that, definitely you can get away with one of these. But, you know, if you're looking for a show and you want these, don't buy these. But other than those, it's an okay light. It's decently made. I've thrown it around. I've dropped it just like that, and it's still good. So, overall, I give it, I don't know how I would rate it, because I could put it on a Chinese scale of lights. So on China, let's say it's a 5 out of 10, I guess. But it's compared to a nice Chinese or an American brand light, it's like 1.5, not even 1.5, 0.5 out of 10, I'd say. But, you know, I suck at rating. So anyways, I need to end this video because I'm finding myself rambling on. So anyways, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.